Hi there, and welcome back to the second episode of Hillbilly Storytime, Pentest Fails, with me, Adam Compton. As always, the situations and stories are true. The names and locations may have been changed to protect the innocent or the guilty, or some people's egos, depending on how you want to view it. Let's see where we are with our great heroes, Charles Ray, Billy Bob, and John Boy. I think last time I said that we were going to do a social engineering story for today. You see, I think this one here will do nicely. So let's get started, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a company called Cheap Pentest or Us. Cheap Pentest or Us was contracted by a company, let's call them Acme for convenience sake. Acme had requested that Cheap Pentest or Us perform an external social engineering exercise that consisted of both an email phishing campaign and a phone call campaign. In order to facilitate and perform this engagement, it's determined that there's going to be 3 consultants needed for this engagement. Obviously, our 3 great heroes, Charles Ray, the more senior guy, Billy Bob, the standard consultant, and John Boy, the new intern. So, given over the project, Charles Ray, liking to delegate out tasks as he does, decided to give the task of doing the internet recon off to Billy Bob. Asked Billy Bob to go out, find as many targets as he can, consisting of email addresses, titles, roles, phone numbers, things of that nature, that can be used during both the email phishing and the phone call pretexting exercises. Billy Bob excelled at this, went out, did what he needed to do, gathered a large list of all the information. Should be noted here that for once, Billy Bob actually did what he was supposed to and did it well. No real mistakes here. Did a great job. Once that part was taken care of, Charles Ray decided to hand off the next section because it was something trivial or repetitive and he didn't feel like dirtying his hands with it. Went over to John Boy and said, "Hey, John Boy here, why don't you go and set up the campaign for me, get it all set up, get web page and all that set up, and we'll get this going. This is for the email phishing part of it." John Boy was all eager, especially since just a week or so prior, he had set up a previous engagement like this. Website, mail server, email body, the whole set there to do an email phishing campaign. He was all eager to do this. He had it all ready. He just copied and pasted over, moved the directory over, got it all up and going, and he's feeling good with it. One thing you notice I didn't mention there is that he didn't go back and review any of this, make sure it all looked right or whatnot, make sure it was all there. That's very important because this will come back to them here shortly when we get to that part of the story. But continuing on, John Boy went to Charles Ray, said, "It's all set up, we're good to go." Charles Ray said, "Great." He took the set of targets that Billy Bob had prepared for him, divided it into 2 target groups, set the first target group up, ready to go, and said, "Go." Sent the emails, waiting for responses to come back to see what would happen. And they sat there and waited, and no credentials came back. The website was supposed to be a credential harvesting site, but no credentials were coming back. They weren't sure what was going on. They quickly went and looked at the configuration of the engagement, of the setup. Everything looked good with one exception. Well, not everything looked good, but still, one thing they noticed offhand was the web server was not running. They forgot to start the web server. Okay, things happen, but still, that did waste about half of the email targets, the first grouping. They'd already sent the emails to them, expecting them to click on links, and if they did, they would have went to a page not found or something of that nature. So they kind of burned that list. Well, they made sure the website was set up this time. They fired up the web server, had it going, good to go. They sent the second list. And eventually some targets, some results, some passwords, some email addresses, some usernames start showing up in their logs. So great, things were working. But it wasn't working very fast. It was very slow, the amount of responses they were getting. They weren't really sure why this was, but at least they were getting some results. And they did go and verify these against the valid target, and it did work. So they were getting valid results, just at a very slow trickle coming in. They let it run for several hours just to get what they could, until eventually the responses started slowing down. They just huge gaps of time in between seeing the next one. So they went ahead and stopped the engagement. And they had their results. Great, that's fine. So they went back and started looking at the configuration to try to figure out, was there something else wrong that they didn't see during the setup? And that's when they noticed the second thing, which was a direct result of John Boy not reviewing any of the previous setup that he copied and pasted over. Because he literally just copied and pasted it over. The website, while functioning this time, was a little bit off. The email address, or the email body that was sent out, looked good with a slight error in there. In both these cases, they had a different company's name in there. The company name from the previous engagement. The logo from the previous engagement. So, yeah, they sent out emails to a target company stating that they were the wrong company. Or it was targeting the wrong company, or you get the point. The website had the wrong logo up on the top of it, wrong signature at the bottom of the email, things of that nature. Okay, this was a bit of a disaster, but they did get some results. Charles Ray, thinking fast, he did try to make some lemonade out of the lemon of this engagement, and in the report he ended up writing saying that while few results were found, it was noted that the target audience, or the target of these emails, would still click on emails and provide credentials into websites with obviously fake or wrong logos, names, company names, typos, things of that nature. So they tried to give it a somewhat of a positive spin to their goof up and try to make it into a real kind of test that they meant to do, even though it was by accident. So, okay, fine, they got that part done. They weren't really happy with it, but they had enough to go on with. So they moved on to the phone call portion of it. In the phone call portion, they divvied up the work across all three of them to see how it would work. They had their their phone dialers, they had everything set up. They randomly picked a list, a couple of targets out of the master list that Billy Bob had created to start calling. They start dialing the numbers and call, and they're greeted with words they don't know. It sounds almost like they're speaking another language. Come to find out they are. Because, well, once they started trying to figure out what was going on, they quickly do a little more recon. They pull up the website for the company, go through their customer list, go through a few other things there, and they start noticing that while it is a US-based company, or an American-based company, most of their target audience, their customers, tend to be in other countries, like Latin or South America, or Eastern Europe, or places like that. So it's probably not unusual to expect that many of the people that you might be calling, the tech support, the customer service, things of that nature, might not be native English speakers. They might be categorized out by different locations. Who knows? Don't really know the situation as to why, but that's more or less what was going on. So, trying to think fast, trying to turn this around again, they went through, started reviewing the list, trying to find names that would tend to indicate they might be native English speakers. While not 100%, it did give them enough targets that they would be able to call up, and if one didn't speak English, they'd quickly hang up, call the next one. Okay, you do speak English, great, and they would go through with their standard pretext. In this case, the pretext was, hi, we're with tech support, we need you to update your system, go download and run this program off this website. Okay, they did get some results out of that too, but they would have been much better prepared, much more fluid with it had they been prepared for the possibility of foreign language speakers. They might have been able to get somebody else on their team that would have been able to help with that. But due to last minute rushing and all that, they didn't have it, and they had to work with what they had. Well, everything's done. Like I said before, they weren't really happy with engagement, weren't really happy with the results, but they had results, they had engagement done, enough to satisfy the terms of the contract. They wrote the report, handed it off. Here again, customer might not be 100% happy with what came in, but seeing as how they did go with cheap Pentest or us, they sort of got what they were expecting out of that, I do believe. I do think that that is going to be the end of this story for today. I do appreciate you all sticking around with me. Next time, I'm not really sure what story we'll get. I have to find a good one for us here. But if you do enjoy the content of this series, please hit the subscribe button if you want to be alerted to the next episode when it comes out. If you do like what you heard today, please hit the like button down there. I want to see how many people out there enjoyed this so I know what to keep continuing. If you have specific comments or advice or whatever, please leave it in the comments. I do read those. I will respond to you. I want to make this a little better out there for everybody viewing it. So any kind of feedback or comments you have, I will try to incorporate it, read it, make judgments on it, and see if I can make this a little more appealing to a larger audience. If there's something you'd like to change, please let me know. And always, thank you and have a great day.